Okay, we have a quorum,
We have a quorum again.
so, I'll lead the meeting until Ann arrives. I will call this meeting to order at 5:13 PM. Any adjustments to the agenda, and the agenda can be found on the city's website?
Nope.
Okay, sounds good. Public comment, anyone from the public, like to weigh in? Okay. Nothing there. Approval of minutes from the previous meeting.
I'll move we approve.
Okay, I need a second.
Aye.
That would be nice.
Any discussion or any alterations to the minutes from the previous meeting?
Not that I recall.
Okay, and I was not at the other meeting, so actually, I probably should abstain because I wasn't there.
All right, so
We'll come back to this when Ann shows up, and then,
do we have to have 3 voting
Think
members?
so.
Well, you're a voting member, you're just abstaining,
okay, sure, yeah, okay.
right?
think
That
that's-
should be fine.
What do you mean?
I wasn't at the last meeting, so should I vote on approving the minutes? Because I wasn't there.
Oh, you're right. I don't know.
Right, but
No.
your vote, well, I don't know. We can wait till the end, doesn't matter.
We'll wait
We'll
till Ann
table
gets
it.
here. We'll table that till Ann
Oh,
gets
that's a
here.
good idea.
Um,
I don't know. I think people. I think it's fine. Say, oh, it looks good to me.
yeah. Okay, on to the
So-
agenda items. So Osa, you were gonna give us an update on what's happening on the streets right now.
Excellent.
Yeah. The whole agenda is just Osa tells us stuff, you know?
No,
so-
I just-
I'm just kidding.
Bit of
It's
a
not
like-
all that. You don't have to do everything, Elsa.
There are other people
There
that do
are.
this work too.
Yes, there are.
Well, I can just tell you that, there are 5 new people out in the last 3 hours.
Hmm,
That all need support and camping gear. 2 of those 5 have major mental health situations that are going on. And are quite literally scared to death
mhm.
to
Mhm.
stay outside. Boy, would it be nice to have some safe and easy accessible camping spots that just had tent platforms on them. To put folks that don't want to be around substance or any of
Mhm.
that.
Yep,
Can I ask a question?
Yep,
Or a point for discussion?
yeah,
I know that at the last city council meeting, or that we were able to sort of have a conversation about that. But would that be something that we should take up as a committee to send a formal request to the city to prioritize that as a potential project?
yeah.
I loved that idea, and I was almost thinking like, we could even ask the city to like, I don't know if the city attorney could put together like a memo, I think, because there's obviously some legal issues around this that we would have to navigate, and I think having kind of the lay of the land in some
Mhm.
ways would be really helpful, and I mean, I could see maybe this committee putting together a proposal that would be
Mhm.
presented to the city council,
Mhm.
you know? So maybe this is an ongoing project that we would have to work on, you know, so,
Mhm.
but,
Yeah, I like that.
okay. So maybe we should ask maybe we can talk to Nicholas and just see if like. This city attorney, there's a city attorney, I assume, right? Yeah, okay. Could weigh in and just kind of give us the lay of the land legally, you know? And I don't know, has any other municipality in the country done something like this?
Country wise, probably.
Yeah,
State wise, I don't think.
yeah,
I'd say likely if you looked into Seattle,
right,
Yeah.
in particular,
the West Coast,
maybe,
yeah.
maybe San Francisco,
Portland.
Mhm.
Portland.
Yep, okay, so maybe we could also. do
I've been
some-
there and seen
Mhm.
what they do.
Oh, wow, okay,
Cool.
so maybe we could do some research, so we're not reinventing the wheel here, right, like someone else
Yeah.
has,
And
Forget it.
Yeah.
I just wonder also about VLCT knowing anything.
oh,
Well, CT.
luckily.
My, League of Cities and Towns.
Yeah, my friend Samantha is one of the lobbyists. I'll talk to her.
Can I step away for like just 2 seconds?
Yes, you can.
Oh, and I'm talking to him.
Yeah.
I'll finish.
Do I have to put in the minutes that you're gonna take a bathroom break or something?
No.
Okay,
No.
yeah.
In the flesh. We all know about meetings being meetings.
I'll have her come in.
I think it will just, I'll make a note that our fearless leader has entered the room.
Excellent.
Do you want me to turn the reins of the
No, you
meeting?
can keep going.
Okay, sure.
Keep going.
So we were, before, so we did not approve the last.
I knew that. I was gonna text you about that, but I didn't have your number
Okay,
to have that get approved.
so yeah, because I wasn't at the meeting, so I abstained, so we have two approvals, and if you would like to add your approval, we can approve the minutes.
Let's approve it.
Okay, excellent.
I read them all, so.
Yes.
And we were on, agenda item 5, item A, Osa, do you want to go take a quick break?
Nope, no, we're good.
You're good? Okay, yeah. Okay, and we were, just also was giving an update on kind of what's happening on the, with the evictions, and it sounds like there were 5 more people who were evicted today, right,
Yeah.
roughly, yep. And then that segued into a conversation about the camping platforms, which was also discussed briefly at city council. Was one of the councilors brought it up? Was it like Sam
Burn brought it.
Stockwell? Okay.
Burn brought it.
Oh, okay, yep, Burn brought it up, okay.
Yeah. And then one of the council members also
Sam.
said.
Sam.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, apologies, I'm not knowing names.
Okay. So it sounds, Tess, could you talk to the city and see if the city attorney, maybe they've done this research already or something like
I
that?
think you better do it from your committee.
From my committee? Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
sounds good. I will, email,
I'm sorry, I can't remember his,
I'll email Nicholas tomorrow.
yeah.
And then I'll reach out to my friend who works for the
And
Motley
he'll
Cities in
tell,
Town.
he'll tell you like maybe what our next, like, here's how you might wanna, maybe you wanna do we wanna do the letter of request first, and then he might say he'll need that to make that happen, so.
Yeah, I mean,
I
I
don't
feel
know.
like we're kind of still in the research stage in some
Mhm.
ways, right? Before, I would feel like I would wanna have some questions answered before we're like, hey, city council, you should do this.
Mhm.
So if everyone's kind of comfortable with maybe just, yeah, okay, great.
Works for me.
Osa, anything
So
else?
I have a question
Yes.
when we're talking about that though, is, does everybody know what's out there for like availability for tents and, I mean,
Yes and no, I mean, one of the folks that I was just speaking with, was like, he was like, I called 5 or 6 different people around in the community to get support, and they were all like, many of them were like, you just need to reach out to this street outreach number, which was coming through as a different name, which we'll fix, but, uh, and so therefore they learn about it. I would love there to be a faster way for
so
it to
there's
be known.
also Sunrise who has, from what I know,
Very small amount
very
of,
small
they
amount of stuff.
mostly have accessories.
Yep, and they have a
Um,
bunch of like
And they have,
socks and shoes
Yeah,
and
they have
all
go
that
kits and
stuff,
stuff,
so.
yeah, yeah.
And it's a good place for anybody who wants to take a shower can take one,
Mhm,
Yes, very
yeah.
true. Yeah,
so.
yeah, I think we have. There's been different orgs that have started like lists of where all the things are.
Mm.
We're gonna. Sorry.
Okay.
Gee, we're going to, make it so that, my business cards will have like a list of different things on them, and they'll be fold out, so that when I hand that off to folks, they'll be able to know where different services are and whatever we end up putting in there. So that'll be one way that it can get out. Um. Um. Yeah, other than that, there's a lot of support happening at the hotels with folks trying to. Just give them support where they're at. I think there's more exits coming for sure.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure, yeah,
Um,
I'm getting like emails daily,
Mm.
and one of the ones that I got, email on, he was on that too. So, There's some highly medical people out there that we have
Yep.
a lot of concerns about, so.
Yeah.
So are you gonna share these at the adult lit meetings?
I believe so. I think that with Ken Hammond, I think we can.
Yeah, I
'Cause
mean,
I
that's-
believe that all of the,
Yeah.
releases have been signed, because I remember doing one of them in particular. Assessment, so.
It's it's just tough
It is,
situations.
all
It's
the way
not like,
around, and it doesn't, I mean, I don't see, like, it's not as this is, it's hard to figure out other options right now.
Mhm.
It's really hard, especially for this one
Yeah.
individual and you on time.
yes,
yeah, and I'm just grateful that this committee has been formed with providers,
Mhm.
service providers there, because it really is gonna move, I think it's gonna move things along faster than otherwise. So thank you. Again, I can't ever thank you enough for
Mhm.
agreeing to do this.
You're just a great convener, Tess.
Yeah.
Really.
What I like about it is we're not afraid to tackle it.
Right,
Afraid to
right.
jump in and do it. And that's what I love about this group.
Yeah,
And we'll keep going, because I got something I'll bring up after.
Okay. Let's see.
I don't know that we got a full update from OSA with
Yeah,
whatever
yeah.
they might have wanted to say, so we can skip now, but I wanna make sure that there's not more
Okay.
to relay
Okay,
when OSA's
Yeah,
back.
that's fine.
okay. And did you have something to add to the agenda
So
or?
I do wanna
Yeah.
add something to the agenda. I want us to talk about possibly looking at seeing if we can't not take the summer off from this. Because my biggest fear is with the winter coming ahead. Let's start planning sooner than later,
Yeah,
even if it's like only a few of us can make it a meeting once a month.
yeah,
So that was something I wanted to put out
okay.
there.
Were we planning on taking the summer off?
yeah,
Some of them I heard have done that.
yeah.
Huh, okay, that
And
was.
I just don't
I'm
feel
not,
that
I mean, I
we
might
need
not
to-
make a meeting or something
Yeah.
if something's going
I
on,
may
but,
not either when I'm on vacation in
but
August.
I think
or-
we should continue.
Yeah.
And that's my thought. I wanted to bring that up to the group, because my biggest fear with the upcoming winter, we're gonna have a lot more people out there homeless than we are.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay, yeah. I think we're in agree, we have a quorum here agreeing we will not take the summer off, so.
And then
okay.
those of us that can show will be here. I mean.
Sure,
just-
yeah, we'll have vacations and stuff
I
like
mean,
that,
yeah.
but yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
so,
But
okay.
even some.
Okay, I appreciate that, because I was like, oh gosh. Because if we wait and start back up like October, we're pretty close to winter.
Yeah.
And it doesn't give us time to.
Totally, yeah,
prepare.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Okay, also wanted to see, were you finished with your update or were there any other,
No, I mean, it's a lot of folks coming out, for those who watch this, and have donated to Good Sam and to folks staying out there. A huge thank you. The support that we've gotten from the community and community members and everything else has been incredible. And is certainly saving a lot of lives. So that's a huge thanks.
can I ask you one more question?
Yeah, of course.
I just interrupted you, my
That's fine.
apologies. I
I've
should
been flying
visit
through
now,
it.
yeah, okay, sorry. Of the folks who are being newly exited now in the last, say, week or whatever it is.
Yep.
Is it because they're out of days? I mean, I know you're not, no specifics, but are they out of days? Have they been unable to secure the medical documentation or not pass through that? You know, like, I'm just wondering if we have any sense as to what categories kind of folks might be in?
So several of the folks, got into the hotels after the 31st of, I believe, March it was.
Mhm.
And therefore are not qualifying for any extension, even with major medical or mental health.
Cause they don't fall into that.
Because they
That's
don't fall
cohort.
into.
I was worried that was gonna happen,
Yep.
especially for those that did apply, because I heard like 100 and something did.
Yep,
And like a good proportion of them are being like,
removed.
which would be
And
good
none of
for
them
us to
had-
ask Ken Hammond on our limp meeting
Yeah.
for an update about that.
So there's,
It's,
I wanna clarify with that, so those folks have used their 80 days within the year. And they no longer they don't qualify for all the extensions, is that what's
That's
happening?
not, I,
I'm not hearing that they have used 80
yeah, it's
days.
not that.
I think
yeah,
that because of the new rules have kicked in
that's what it
and they
is.
were already out of the motel.
so they're not
Now trying to
eligible.
get back in is
Okay.
not gonna happen.
Yeah, it's,
Thank you.
I know the bits and pieces that I've been told and I have less understanding of that information than I would like to, just because it doesn't. It's hard to understand.
Yes.
Let alone live it and
Yeah.
understand.
Yeah, okay,
But yeah, very important question. And then otherwise, it's a few folks that have ended out of the 80 days and then. Were up in a different part of Vermont and have come here. For, the slightly more services that we have, but then are finding like that we don't have enough places to camp safely or any of that, and actually end up moving on to a different location or using like local funding to get a ticket or someplace out. It's very difficult. It's also very, not touching on what you just asked, but like many of my folks that have been outside for a long time ask me each time we interact how the new folks exiting hotels are doing and their extreme worry for their situations, which is such,
That's
it's a
like,
hard
that hard, yeah, I
yeah,
just,
and
Yeah.
to tell, like, I'm very direct with people, without releasing information, but I'm very direct in how I talk, and I'm not gonna tell them that things are going well, I'm gonna say like, I just had,
Yeah.
2 parents and their 2-year-old child get exited last week.
Yeah.
To the street.
And I'm wondering too, if some of these exitings
What they
are
call
happening, and
families?
I'm sorry to budget.
Oh, no, it's,
Because they're already at their $1,100 rooms
yes,
cap.
yeah,
it's one of two reasons,
It's-
it's either that there's the 1100 room cap, or there were.
Not very
Some-
criteria, right?
No, some maybe a behavioral thing that
Okay.
caused them to get,
Sometimes,
it's
yeah.
probably one of those things.
and this was because they came into the hotels after the 31st.
Yep, and they ran out of their
Because
80
then they
days.
don't fit the criteria,
Yep.
and that's even horrible to think that the state couldn't think of a 2-year-old. That just makes me so angry. Sorry.
So, yeah, I mean, it's a never ending.
Yeah.
I could touch on a lot of things, but those are the biggest things in this moment.
so afterwards, I'll get together with you, I think maybe we could go shopping,
Sure, absolutely.
and then I could get real clear about
Mhm.
what it is. Yeah. We got a little money in our, and so we got a little reserve that I can
Beautiful,
work with.
thank you. Okay, that's the end of my thing.
That's your update.
Soapbox.
Thank you, Osa. Any other questions for Osa?
Well, I may have, I have to go through my stuff, because I have like 2
Mhm.
separate closets in my apartment. But may have some more blankets and stuff for
Awesome,
you too.
beautiful.
Yeah,
Yeah, for
So-
sensory needs
that.
for certain. Oh, good. Yeah, for
Any guest you got?
sensory need wise,
I
there
think
are
so,
several
yeah.
folks that can't do sleeping bags and,
And I have like those pull camping lamps.
oh, cool, yeah.
I only need a couple, and I think I have like 5 at my house. I don't need all of those.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So yeah.
and I just realized I've got like a stash, I forgot that it didn't go away. From the flood stuff, I have like rope and stuff
Oh,
like
beautiful,
that,
cool.
yeah. Yeah,
Cool,
like
cool.
all these, the big, and that's the thing is you could check with Heading,
Mhm.
cause I think they were the ones that had the really good, uh, uh, the buckets that they had all the stuff in it for helping people with floods. They
Yeah,
had
they do.
clothespins, they had
Mm.
ropes and everything. And I wonder if they still have those,
They
and
might.
if they would think about letting those go to campers.
Yeah, they
There's
do
a
a lot
lot
of
of stuff
support
in
for
there.
folks. They, and
Yeah.
they do a lot of support with it. So I'll check in.
Yeah,
That's
cause they get a bucket, which
Yeah,
is really good,
Mm.
and then they would also, with a lid. And then they would get all this good stuff in it,
Nice.
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Like a 5-gallon bucket kind
Yeah,
of thing was
yeah,
in it, that's
yeah.
really
They
nice.
were good.
yeah.
Awesome. Cool.
Okay,
Yep.
all set? Okay.
Hi, Beth.
Hey.
Hey, Beth.
Hi.
So Beth, I don't know if we started at 5 today?
No,
Yeah. So,
I'm sorry.
it's okay.
No worries.
We figured there was like, because it was like just Kathy and Tess and I for a little bit, so,
So is it gonna be 5 from here on out?
Well, if we need to change it, we can.
yeah.
I mean, I don't mind. But
It's been 5,
it's been 5, yeah,
yeah.
it's been 5.
So sorry.
No worries.
You know, you are in the same headspace that everybody else is.
There's
that
something
agreed.
going on today.
Yeah, there's just, yeah.
There are,
we're gonna
don't
fix
worry,
it.
because I showed up late too.
Yeah.
Like, I have like training there,
All
so
right.
don't worry.
So
You know, but
I just call attention, Emmanuel Simeon is also on as a guest, so just, you guys came in later. Just
Yeah, we do have a guest tonight, so, yeah. So moving on, we're on agenda item 5. We just had
too.
Okay. Just got the OSA update and we are on the mission statement. And again, I was not the last meeting, but now that I'm seeing this, I'm thinking that I may have volunteered to do some work on the mission statement and totally did not. And maybe I'm wrong, but did I? It seems
I
like,
mean, we all read it, right? I mean, because we got what you wrote up.
Okay,
you
yeah.
So I
did
think
good.
that what I was.
oh, did I
forming
actually do
was-
something?
Mhm.
I did do it.
did.
Okay, good. I thought I didn't.
So what you needed to do was to
Yeah.
look at that and
Yeah.
approve it so that we can have it done, I think.
Yeah, and I don't have it in front of me, so, let me see if we can,
I
yeah.
don't even know, it would be on this phone.
Yeah, and Kathy, could you
Make
maybe,
sure
if you
that's-
pull it
I
up?
don't really want that to show on the
Oh,
big
yeah,
screen.
I'm looking, everyone wants to see your emails, so.
I'm duplicating screens. Hang on, I'll change.
I've been taking minutes.
Hang on, I'll change my settings back.
You know, you really missed his house's update and we can recap that later for you.
Okay.
They're still up.
Yeah, you're.
You've
you're
got
good.
that.
Okay.
Yeah, now you're seeing this. I don't think they'll see that. I think.
No, they
it's just-
shouldn't, if you go to duplicate these displays,
I did. I just changed it to
Oh.
extend. Changes. How's that? Now you can't see this. You're just seeing that. Perfect.
cool,
I think. Let's see.
we'll find out.
Yep, because I don't
Yeah.
see it here. I put it over there.
Yeah, excellent
Holy moly.
technology.
I'm definitely not seeing that. Yeah, I don't want my emails for the world to see.
The Barre City Unhoused Community is committed to ensuring that every person has access to shelter. In addition, the community focuses on providing information, education, and transparency to the public in efforts to address homelessness. Collaborating with the board, network to service providers to strengthen support systems. Making policy and financial recommendations to the city council. Promoting a safe and inclusive community where everyone is valued. Prioritizing quality of life by meeting individuals where they are. Advocating for the needs of the unhoused in emergency preparedness planning. Engaging in legislator and elected officials to drive meaningful change. That's what we have.
I don't know why I'm not finding.
Yeah, I can't find it either.
Oh, I can forward it all
No,
to you
please
guys
do.
again.
That's good.
Could you make sure that you hit my
I
downstream
did, and it
address?
it kicks it back to me.
You must have something wrong on it.
That was my email, forward this to.
It was your email? Well, I was looking under Dan, so there's that.
Sorry. No, Dan sent it out, yes.
Maybe
Kathy
Dan.
Partlow, let me just check to see what we have for address for you. Okay, so I'm gonna send it to this one, because this is Kathy Partlow at,
But it says K Partlow, right?
yes.
Down street.
Okay, so here it comes. Again. I hope I got everybody.
Ding, ding, dings.
I know mine will ding.
There comes
That's
Kathy.
the wrong ding.
Is it?
There's lots of dings, there's lots of ding dongs.
I got it.
You got it, Dan?
Yeah.
Yep, I just did too.
Okay, good. So I have the right email. I don't know why it's not sending though, Kathy. When I use my personal email, even though I have everybody's email in there, it kicks it back to me.
Okay, oh, here's. his-
Maybe I should give you my personal email address and you could just add it in.
But maybe we shouldn't do that on a recorded Zoom
Okay, I
call.
just got something.
Just say.
It's almost the same. It's really. Did you get it?
I got an email from you, but it's got the minutes.
How far down are we going? There it is.
Pretty far down.
Pretty
So
far
then
down.
Click that and then you go.
Yeah.
Hit this and it'll go down further.
Okay, yeah, it's a lot of bullets.
Yep, there it is.
Okay,
Which is
thank you.
good.
You're welcome.
All right, I am going to copy and paste that into
The
the chat,
chat,
Mhm.
good.
if I can make that happen in this weird way.
So Tess, do you have any feeling how, like,
Yeah.
what the length of this should be, if it should just be something really short and punchy, or all completely
That way it'll go right
fleshed
into the
out?
notes.
Usually you do a mission statement, like that's the statement, and then the, what is
Like
it?
the values or mission
Yeah.
statement and, yeah,
Yeah. So the mission statement.
oh,
could be-
vision, right? Mission,
Vis-
vision,
mission and
mission and
vision.
values, yeah.
So Greyhound House,
I mean, for me, that first sentence kind of says everything.
mhm,
Yeah, I mean, the other stuff is kind of like almost goal setting in
Mhm,
some
yeah.
ways, right? You know, I mean, and if the committee feels like just that first sentence would be,
I would say, mission, what is it?
mission, vision and values, or just to be mission and vision. Actually, that would be,
Because I think it's good to have this other stuff, that this is the,
That's the like vision we have.
Yeah.
right,
Mhm.
yeah.
Of what we're gonna work towards.
And there's some values in there too, like
Yeah.
promoting a safe and inclusive community where everyone
exactly.
is valued, yeah.
you know. No, it's fine. I was just gonna say something about, no, no, I think it's good.
Anyone, I mean, would folks feel comfortable with adopting this whole language kind of under the umbrella of this being our mission, vision and values, right? That,
You know, I think that I would use the first sentence as your mission.
yep,
Mhm.
And then I would say, like, yeah, values and vision, I don't know how to. I think what I'm trying to say is, do the sentence
Yep.
and that, and then the vision is, we will do this by, because you all have,
Mhm.
everything is an action statement.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, instead of in addition, the committee focuses on,
yeah,
we will do this by, and then that's the values and the.
yep, that sounds good to me.
Yeah,
So I would accept a motion.
Oh, I would say it this way.
Okay.
The vision would be. Oh, what did I just say? I just had it. The committee will accomplish this through continued work. I just wanted to say that like this action of working on all this stuff.
Hmm,
Let's see how I wanted to say it.
I mean, because so we have the first sentence as the mission, and then it could be.
The vision is through our, just accomplishing this through our continued work. Boom, 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 boom.
Right, I mean, it could be, to achieve this vision, this committee will.
I just think through our continued work, there's something about that makes me think that it's, when you have all these bullets,
Mhm.
it's just that whole idea of this is an ongoing effort.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Maybe we need to change the tense on some of those bullets, because
Yeah.
I think what you would do is say, through our continued work, we will. And then provide information, education,
So it's not past
collaborate
tense,
with
it's
the broad
very
network.
present tense.
Make
yeah.
it a present tense thing that we are continually trying to do. So I would just say change the tense on the bullets and
I like it.
through our continued work, we
Thanks.
will.
Yeah.
Thanks. You took the spirit of what I was saying and made it better.
Do folks wanna see a clean copy
Teamwork.
before voting? Like, should we come back with a next meeting and have the full thing written out, or are we comfortable with?
I'm comfortable with the changes, but I also feel like if we're being super legit, which we should be, we should probably look at the changes as made to make sure that we're all looking at the same thing at the same time.
That's what I'm
approving
always
it.
concerned about, yeah.
So what if Dan was to email it all out to us?
Can we take an official action out of?
Yep.
Meeting? Great.
And we all voted yes or nay?
Yep.
Yeah.
Vote by email.
Through email?
Yeah.
Then we
yeah.
can report on it at the next.
Yeah, exactly.
Open meeting.
Mhm.
And I'll remember to put that down as one of the agenda.
Perfect.
Great.
Done and
Right.
done.
Teamwork is teamwork.
Let me go back to the agenda.
I guess I sent you.
You send me something?
Okay. 5C, Tess, what are you working on?
Nothing. So, you know, I think the things that I wanted to talk about are, we have a portalet in, out, by the, I call it the remediation building. I'm not quite sure if that's what it's called, but it's the building that is out. Merchant, or no, it's not Merchants Row, that's Enterprise Alley, which is, the parking lots and byway behind Tally.
Hmm,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Espresso Bueno behind,
Yeah.
Forget Me Not Flowers.
Yeah.
So there's that little white building.
Yep.
And, it is, that's the remediation building for all the stuff that perks underneath that we don't want to talk about. But, there's a really nice little alcove in that building that has, bollards in front of it. And that's where the portalet is sitting now. However, the fellow brought me a regular one, and I really think that, but I want to ask you all if we should make sure it's an accessible, handicap accessible.
I would say 100%.
Okay, so if that's the case, so I said to him, I said, I told him we're gonna wanna replace this, so maybe when he's doing his cleaning, that's when he's gonna switch out, or I'll remind them. Don't know if it can still fit right there, and if it can't, it will go in the parking space immediately to the north of that building. So that's where it's gonna be. So now we have a portalet there, and we have one, on the heading, Methodist Church property, on the side that faces the, Housing Authority, the white building. So if you go down between those two buildings, you'll see that sitting there. So that one is, fairly close to City Hall Park. And I want to thank a person that I met in person today. I have never met Dawn Little in person until today. She came down to the warming center, and it was really great to see her, and she spent a good amount of time talking to people, and it was
Great.
really great to finally meet her in person. So Dawn is Osa's counterpart from Good Samaritan in Haven. And so Dawn was the person that did a quick little assessment from people who are out and about, and said, where would you, if they were gonna put two of them, where would you put them? And they said, we want one somewhere around City Hall Park, and then we would like another one Merchants Row or somewhere behind there. So I think we've done a good job of a good start with having, and we'll see how they go. I have not had any reports at all, positive or negative, about the one that we've placed already, meaning that Pastor Ray hasn't heard anything negative, and I've never gotten any reports from the company.
yeah,
So it seems like it's going well.
Good.
and what, you said they were cleaned once a week? Is
Once
that-
a week,
Yeah.
yeah.
And for how long are they funded?
They're in the budget for the year, so,
Okay,
yeah. And, so we just kind of asked for it to, be something that's in the budget. So that's that. And then, we've been having conversations with, heading Methodist Church about, their showers and their laundry.
Mm.
So, started having conversation with, Pastor Ray and Phyllis, Azatea, who, does a lot of their outreach work. So I think we're pretty close to settling on, so this is tentative, but, Thursdays from 10 to 2. People can come in, and I think it's just gonna have to be a first come, first served basis. And, they can take a shower and do laundry. Now, if it's, I was thinking about, how do we do this if they wanna actually strip and do their laundry, which, is, perfectly fine, except, I think we should have some bathrobes
I agree,
and some, like some, and I thought,
like the spa slippers that we can just sanitize afterwards, maybe,
Well,
like, the plastic
yeah.
slides.
Thousands of shoes, if you'd like
Oh,
any
you do?
shoes.
yeah, and issues, but what, what I was thinking, I got thinking about the other, I was thinking we could get like the terry cloth slippers,
Mhm.
right? Few different, some different sizes and some bathrobes. And then if somebody wants to come in and use them, then they take the shower and then, they get their clothes, and now we've got a used. We'll just put them in the laundry with the next person.
Yeah.
Laundry, so that we can just continually, so we'll get some different sizes and just kind of rotate them in and out. Does that seem like a,
Honestly, it's so humanizing in my
Mhm.
thought process, like, yes, that is what should happen, like, we should have those things
Mhm.
available, for sure.
Yeah.
I love it.
yeah,
great idea.
thanks. So, I just have to finalize with them, at heading, but, um. Keith Bumps, who has been the person who's been, our, staffer at the, warming center, said that he would be happy to be the person to, monitor all that. And I was thinking we really, also probably should have a woman. But so I think that's the last piece. I'm gonna ask Phyllis if she's just, can we call you if we need you? Because she'll be working. I mean, she picked that day because she'll be there. So,
Nice.
or we could find another volunteer to do it, along with Keith, but.
Mm.
Yeah, I feel pretty good about that. So this is yet just another, resource that, came out of this.
Mhm. And sorry, Tess, maybe I missed it. Will there be certain days or hours for the shower access or anything?
Yeah,
like that?
Thursdays from 10 to 2.
Thursdays 10 to 2.
When are you
Hey, I
thinking?
can probably help with a volunteer woman
Oh,
Cool.
can you call, you can come,
from 10 to 2 on Thursdays.
yeah,
I'll find someone. I've got
Okay.
plenty of volunteers.
okay,
Great.
thanks,
Yeah.
Emmanuel.
You just call
Okay.
me volunteers. I can't go myself because Thursdays I'm working, but
Yeah. Well, that's wonderful.
So do
So,
we need to do anything to get the word out about this?
not until I've really solidified
Yeah.
it, but yeah, then we'll do that.
What's this?
And we'll make sure it's on
Sorry.
this.
Mhm.
Okay, so, so the winding down of the warming, center
Mhm.
as it is this week.
Mm.
And what we've decided to do, at least for the time being, is stay open. We asked, our guests if, that would be helpful, or, what would it mean to you? And they were like, I mean, come in and have, a cup of coffee. We can start our day in a peaceful way, and we can also charge our phones and, just kind of regroup and see what's going on. So, So we're going to continue, but we're gonna do it from 8 to 10, so we're not. So our volunteers can have a little extra time to sleep in. Most of the volunteers have said that they want to continue.
Great.
Sorry, Keith is gonna continue, as well, and, you know, with our funding. That we've received from the city, plus, donations that we have received, mostly unsolicited, but yet very generous, help us to stay open for a little while longer anyway.
Yeah.
So that's
I love
really
that.
good. And then, let's see, and so because this is our last week, we decided that, we're going to serve a hot breakfast. That, Joe, Mueller is gonna do his, sling and hash, and, so there will be a full breakfast, so I invite you all to come if you wanna come for breakfast. It'll be from 7 to 10 on Friday morning at the Good Shepherd Church, if you wanna come down and get a bite to eat. And most everybody knows about it, so I hope we're gonna have a good little celebratory crowd. And then, Earl and I are planning an appreciation dinner for our volunteers, on May 15th. And can I say what you're doing?
Oh, yeah, sure.
So, we've, no, do we want to say it? No, I want it to be a surprise to I don't want our,
Ooh,
Serious.
everybody's gonna walk home with a little gift.
all right.
We'll talk about that more next time. It's the volunteers are such troopers. For the most part, I would say the warming center has been calm, positive, and it's just a really good feel-good place, and our volunteers have done a very nice job of interacting with people and not, feeling so segregated.
Mm.
And they care, they've learned a lot. They talk to me about what they've observed and what they've learned, and it's really great. And we've had a couple moments, I'd say we've never had anything that's really truly alarming, but we've had some moments, and people seeing that there's, behavior that is out of their norm to see or witness. And we've had opportunity to talk about it. And, it's just been a great experience, but they come back, I had one person that I said, I called and I just said, I just want to check in, and she said, don't worry, I'm coming back, but it's, sometimes there's just things that happen that are, can be a little tough to witness. But, yeah, so I just think this has been a really, really positive experience, and those people, go out and tell people in their community, what they're doing and how important it is, so.
Yeah, this is how things change.
Yeah, not quickly, but I mean, it's been, well, it's not been a year for that, but it's been in the works. Yeah. And we have all these veterans from the churches that, that used to do this, on their own, at their own churches before the pandemic. And they see how things have changed since then. And, it's just really good. And I so appreciate every single one of them.
Well, thank you for your leadership on that. I just want
Oh,
to say
thank
that,
you. Yeah.
you just really, you keep at it. You keep saying, don't you want to do this? Don't
Yeah.
you want to do that? It's, it's a huge community, faith community effort. And I just see that you're always
Yeah.
out there plugging it. You're always out there trying to make things work.
Yeah.
And
Thank you. I just want to say this community, and I know it's true that the Barre community is, in fact, different. And in all the best ways in terms of volunteering and pitching
for
in.
sure.
Yeah.
And so it's a lot, I'd say it's a lot easier job than if I were elsewhere.
Good point.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Tess. 5D, any other brief updates?
I'll just give the quick update that, We closed on Speranza officially on Monday, which is adjacent to this work and in this work.
Yeah.
That's it. Down Street now owns what was the Quality Inn. It's
I know,
in-
really.
In operation as Speranza. So
Mhm.
that's a good thing.
Here, here.
Yeah, here, we're here.
Okay.
The only other thing I wanted to talk about, because it's not really, I'm not working on it really, is, there's that grant.
Yeah.
That the OEO, the Office of Economic Opportunity, put out of 1.1 or 2 million, for the, I'm gonna say, coordination of emergency, extreme weather shelters.
Mhm.
Ooh,
And, so the Vermont Interfaith Action, is working on being the lead in, this endeavor. So they're gonna apply, so they have to apply and say what they're gonna do, and so working with at least 5 communities, ours being one of them, to, help support, technical support, coordinate. All of those things, for our individual, shelters in our communities. I am not clear. I mean, I've sat in a couple of their, planning meetings, and they're, working on, how what it's gonna cost to administer this. But yet, there's gonna be money for the individual shelters to apply to, this is how I think the structure is, it's very clear. So the individual structures to apply for, what is it they're gonna need to open a shelter? And of course, I've been sitting there going, the shelter is gonna do it, we need a sprinkler system, and I don't know if that's like $3,000 or $30,000, I have no
yeah.
idea. And, yeah, right. I thought, yeah, and would we do just the basement, or would we,
Yep.
or just, when you do a sprinkler system for a building, doesn't mean you have to do the whole build? I have no, so there's gonna be work in figuring that out and seeing how we can get it, and if we can't, we've gotta get some way to fund that. And it also has to be the will of the congregation if they wanna
Mhm.
continue doing that.
Yes.
so then the league organization applies for the grant and then the communities apply
To
to
them,
And this all happens before next winter?
yeah,
Yeah.
there's
wow.
a real timeline.
Wow.
Yeah,
It's a tight timeline, but there's a real timeline, so that, emergency pops up shelters could start happening on December 1st if necessary.
right.
Okay.
That's good.
That's
Mhm.
very encouraging.
Mhm.
But then I just, jeepers, where did I see it? Then I just saw another grant opportunity. Oh, am I dreaming? Talk amongst yourselves
yeah.
and I'll look.
I do wanna keep an eye on the time, it is 6:01 PM. I know some people have worked a lot this week already.
I feel like Osa this week.
Yeah.
How many hours? 17? Osa
Um,
probably beat me.
In terms of our next meeting date,
21st.
May, that's what I was gonna say, May 21st,
Yes.
5 to 6, and Kathy, you can host us here again?
Yep.
Okay, great, yep.
So, with that being said, can people send me their wishes for the agenda by, where are we today, or what?
Did you say May 26th?
May
21st.
21st.
Thank you. I was like, that is wrong.
Can you guys send
Oh, sure.
me everything you guys would like on the agenda by May 2nd?
May
So
2nd,
that I can submit it, cause I try to submit it up as fast as I can.
yeah,
Yes.
So I get off my plate.
totally, yep. And,
Appreciate it.
I think it was mentioned today that, I don't know, maybe we could work it on the agenda, that if we're here, the best place to enter, like if the public wants to attend, like would be this back door,
So
yeah.
look for the, what's that called? Like a trellis, whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Travis,
Go
yeah.
towards the picnic tables on the side of the building and then that door.
Yeah.
So somehow describe that in the agenda.
just in case someone wants to
Email me to
hang out with
remind
us,
me.
you know, so,
When you send us the proposed agenda, I'll check.
there you
Yeah,
go,
And
yeah,
Dan will too.
Yeah.
It's on our minds.
yeah.
Good.
Any other business this evening? Okay, I would accept a motion to adjourn at 6:03
So
PM.
moved.
I hear it's moved, second, okay, second it, all those in favor say aye. Good meeting, folks.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Thanks, Emmanuel
And Jason.
and Jason. Oh,
Thank you,
Absolutely. Thank you guys for doing this.
thank
Um,
you.
Thank you.
Take care.
Beth, will you tell me when you need those volunteers by? When do you want to start?
all right, I gotta still work it out with the church.
Okay, just let me know the first day.
Thank you. I really appreciate it, Emmanuel.
Yeah. And they all get like background checks too,
Put them
so.
in a meeting room and then they're gone a few days later, you know?
Well, the leave is way down at the end there.
I know it's not the leave thing, although I can do that
There
for
you go.
sure. It's like.
Yeah.
Um,
I do need
I-
to.
The end.
That was the end of the meeting. Adjourned.